Alrighty, guys, we're going to start with questions, and we're going to go to David Lake at InsideTheU. David, if you had a question for De'Eric.
Yeah, De'Eric, just wanted your, I guess, impressions on how Friday's scrimmage went. Obviously the stats were impressive. Do you feel like you guys were clicking that night? Do you feel good about where things are kind of going into the season?
Yeah, yes, sir. I think it went pretty good. There's still a bunch of stuff we had to correct coming back for this week of practice, but I think it went really, really well. A lot of people knew what to do, and that was encouraging. Guys made a bunch of plays, and I think we had a good, all-around good day.
Great. De'Eric, we're going to go to Matt Shodell at Canesport. Matt, if you had a question for De'Eric.
Hey, De'Eric, how you doing?
How are you?
Good. So we haven't talked to you in a little while since the NCAA eligibility thing. I know you indicated a while back that you probably return. Have you thought at all about it? Is it still to be determined if you come back, next year as well? Can you sort of address that a little bit?
Yeah, I haven't thought about it too much, but I think it's a lot of factors that would go into me coming back and me leaving. We'd have to see how the year plays out, but nobody knows anything yet. It's like coronavirus pandemic, like things change daily, so I have no idea right now.
Awesome. De'Eric, we're going to go to Susan Miller-Degnan at the Miami Herald. Susan, if you had a question for De'Eric.
Hey, De'Eric. Good. So, you were talking about the coronavirus. I know you guys or supposedly got tested yesterday for COVID and will again, I think, tomorrow and the day after the game. Is that kind of nerve-wracking, waiting for the results of everyone, not just yourself? Almost every day we see stories of games having to, to be postponed or canceled, and I have a follow.
Yeah, like I said, this coronavirus thing is new to everybody. So every time I take a test or my teammates take a test, it's always nerve-wracking. But I think if guys are doing the right things, just staying in the building, going home after practice, and just preparing that way, and just trying to be the best we can be during this coronavirus, I think everybody should be fine. So it is what it is. We take a lot of tests, so it's rare to catch it in a day or a couple hours. So I hope everybody just staying safe.
Hey, De'Eric, also, my follow is, what are your emotions like as you approach this game? How is it a bit different knowing this is your first time in a Hurricanes uniform, the whole experience? What are you thinking?
Man, it's a great feeling. A couple months ago, like nobody thought we were playing right now, and now we get the opportunity to go play a game on Thursday night, only game on. So it's a great feeling. Just playing for the University of Miami. It's like I always say, it's a lot of history behind the program. A lot of great players put the uniform on, put the helmet on. So it's just an honor for me to go out there and just play my first game.
Thank you.
Great, De'Eric. We have a few more. We're going to go to Chris Stock at InsideTheU. Chris, if you had a question for De'Eric.
Yeah, De'Eric, just looking at your offensive weapons, running backs, tight ends, receivers, how would you assess the collection of them? It seems like you've got guys that can make plays in each of them. And then also fastest guy on offense, who would you pick there?
Yeah, we have a lot of great players on offense, a lot of guys that can make plays. It's just about me getting those guys the ball and letting them do what they do. So it's very encouraging, especially after the last couple of practices and the last scrimmage. I've seen a lot of guys make plays, so that was good. The fastest guy on the offense right now, I would probably say either Mike Harley or Rooster. Jalen Knight, one of those two.
All righty. We're going to go to David Furones at the Sun Sentinel. David, if you had a question for De'Eric.
Hey, De'Eric, we've heard coaches really praise your leadership skills and the willingness to go the extra mile. We even heard Mike Grum say, you watched the defensive walkthrough one time because it was a defense that you had been struggling against. I want to know where that comes from, just the willingness to go the extra mile. Is that something you always had, or did you pick it up somewhere along the line?
Yeah, I think just growing up as a coach's kid, I was always around ball ever since I was 5 years old. And my dad and my parents, I think they instilled leadership into all their kids. So it wasn't me doing anything different and trying to stand out. I was just doing what I thought I needed to do to have a good practice today. So just doing things like that, I think it can make you a better football player.
Awesome. De'Eric, this is the last one. This is Chris Perkins from Sports Illustrated. Chris, if you had a question for De'Eric.
Hey, De'Eric, I got a Jacob Blake question for you, and I know you know who he was, shot by the Wisconsin police. You had a tweet about it. Certain schools canceled their practices. I'm wondering if you guys had a discussion about that, and if so, what was your role in those talks?
Yeah, we definitely had a discussion about it. We talked about it all week, honestly. And we have a social justice council, and I'm one of the leaders on that council. So we kind of just let everybody air their feelings out, how they feel about the situation. It can be sensitive to a lot of guys, and if it's not sensitive to you, then just having a conversation, I think it opens up a lot between teammates and coaches, whatever. But yeah, we talked about it a lot. It was heavy on our hearts that it happened again because it happens so often. And I mean, hopefully one day everybody could just all love each other and just move forward and stop doing the same thing over and over again. So we had a pretty good talk about it.
Were you guys close to taking action in the way of canceling practice or putting out a statement or anything like that? Are you going to do something later, or where does it stand right now?
Yeah, I think we have a lot of good things planned from down the line when we start playing games. So that'll be a big thing for us this year. And honestly, canceling practice, I didn't think it would do much of us canceling practice. So we came out here. We had a really good practice that day, and like I said, Coach Diaz led it, and we had a really, really deep conversation about the whole injustice. So I think that was good that we all came together, even after something bad happened. We all got to be around each other, different races, different coaches, this and that, and just talk about it with each other.
Great. Derek, thanks for spending a few minutes with us today, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you soon.
Thank you.